Hello, hello, happy Friday. Thank you all so much for joining us for another episode of Her Story here on Bougie Girl Cyber Happy Hour. We're just super grateful and thankful for another day in the land of the living. We are grateful to be here on this platform again today to speak to another Black woman business owner and influencer, a designer, an amazing woman who wants to share with you her passion and her story. So thank you all for joining us. Why don't you all take the time to share and invite and join the conversation as we talk to LaSonja Polk on tonight. LaSonja Polk Designs will inspire you to surround yourselves with whatever you are inspired by. Being surrounded by beautiful things and beautiful creations, custom made just for the creative person you are, can help you see the beauty in every aspect of life. Entrepreneur, seamstress, and designer LaSonja Polk has been sewing and designing for over 40 years. LaSonja Polk is a mixed media artist with a focus in fashion who blends her artistic talents and eye for fashion together to bring to life special wearable art pieces to be admired. LaSonja studied at Lee College in Baytown for fashion and merchandising, Texas Southern University for consumer science, and MTI Technology College for paralegal studies. LaSonja Polk Design's work motto are imagine, illustrate, create, and share. So let's welcome to our Bougie Girl Cyber Happy Hour audience, LaSonja Polk. Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. How are you?
Awesome. How are you?
Yes, grace and peace to you. Grace and peace.
Thank you so much. Same to you. Thank you so much, first of all, for joining us on Bougie Girl Cyber Happy Hour for Her Story. We are super excited to speak with you tonight. How have you been doing? How are you and your family during this time of quarantine and still dealing with this COVID-19?
Well, I'm glad I like them. We are all doing well, though. Thank you for asking. We're all doing well here. Gosh, the times are different right now, but we are extremely blessed in this household. And I thank God for that every hour, every minute, every second of the day. Yeah, as I'm praying Lysol everywhere.
Right, exactly. As you're wiping everything down, as you're like, okay, I need to go ahead and wipe this down. I'm thanking God for my family. And that's good that you, like you said, you have peace in your home with your family. Yeah. So I would like to ask you about this. I know off the air we talked about you have a son. How are you dealing with, and how are you and your family dealing with, or what type of conversations are you having about the social injustices that we're seeing here in our world that we live in?
Yeah, in our world that we live in. Isn't that crazy?
Right.
Yeah, in 2020.
Right.
It's crazy because fortunately and unfortunately, we've been having these conversations with our children. We have 3 children, a daughter that is 25 and a son that is 19 in college and a daughter that is 15, should be 15 in a couple of months. So But again, fortunately and unfortunately, we have been having these conversations with them since they were born.
Right.
Just because of the history that we were born into, and the history that we are supposed to be proud of at the same time, but learn from at the same time, so that we do not repeat history. And lo and behold, right now, it seems as though we are repeating history. You know, when you listen to politics, and if you're a history buff, I do like history, but the language that is over the media and just in the air, in the atmosphere, right, is reminiscing of something of when I was young, or before I was born. And you know, I'm 50 years old, and shame on us for having these same conversations.
Exactly.
And not just in a learning mode, but in a beware mode.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's sad, like you said, we have to have these conversations, like you said, in a beware mode. I never would have thought that we would see things like this. It seems like we're back in the 50s or 60s or 70s and stuff like that. So it's like, wow, what's really going on right now?
Exactly.
And it's just unfortunate that our children have to go through this. And I know you and I were speaking about our sons.
Right.
You know, having sons that are a darker hue, you know, our chocolate babies. You know, we love our children, we admire them, but you know, like you said before, you said when they're young, it's cute.
It's cute.
Yeah, when they're young.
Yeah, there's been times where when my son was young and walking him to kindergarten or preschool, I mean, it seemed like every teacher, we couldn't walk down the street without someone saying, "Oh my God, he is so cute. He's so this. He's so that." Wanting to touch him and wanting to pet him, and wanting to this.
Yeah.
And it turned real different when you're 16, when you're 17. It's not that, "Oh my goodness, you're so cute" kind of thing, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate. You know, like you said, they're cute. You know, when they're 16, I mean, when they're 6 years old, they're cute when they're 6, but then when they become older and they're 16, you know, we're like, these are our handsome young men. These are our sons.
Right.
You know, we're still adoring them, our young kings. You know, I call my son, you know, I tell them they're young kings, they're kings. You know, it's unfortunate that now we have to guard them and protect them instead of them being admired, being feared. And it's just unfortunate.
Yeah, and you know, bringing it into their purpose, bringing them into their purpose, and that's, you know, coming back around to the creative side. I want my children to be all that they can be, and I want them to live their creative life, and I want them to experience life as God has intended for them to experience life. And I try to work hand in hand, as much as I pray, as much as I hear from God on how to raise my children, because really they are His children. He just gifted them to me. But it's a hand in hand thing here. You know, I'm still responsible, but I still want them to have that freedom to be 16 years old. Because my son, someone else may see him as a man, but really in his brain, he's like, what? You know, he's a little 16-ish.
Right. He's still a child.
He's still a child.
He's a minor.
Not only am I watching out, you know, for the girls, because that's really what we're supposed to be paying attention to. That's this time. And that's hand in hand of life. But this extra stuff of the predatorial stuff that's not natural.
It's not.
Be hunted, and then explain to your child that you were being hunted. That's not natural.
That's not.
No.
And that's so unfortunate. And so thank God that, you know, we serve a God who, you know, like you said, that our children are His first.
Yes.
So we just have to continue to pray for covering and peace. And I just pray for your family, continue to pray for peace and covering for you and your children and your family. So
yeah, and yours too, sister. You have 2 of them. You have 2 boys.
I do. I have a grown man that, you know, we have to have these conversations as a grown man. And then the younger one, you know, who's in high school, So like you said, these conversations that as a mother you don't want to have, but we're having to have.
Right.
So
Right. And unfortunately, you have to have them with your daughters too, because they are happening. Say her name, Breonna Taylor.
exactly, say her name.
Girls as well.
Exactly. And we have to be mindful of our girls as well, even us as women going out in the public, being, watchful,
Yeah.
so it's just, unfortunate. But I wanted to know from you, as far as, you spend a lot of time with your children. Have you learned anything new about yourselves, or have you guys been learning anything new at home as a family?
Well, first of all, I like quiet. Thank God I like quiet, and it's as much as I see on the internet, and I do a lot of social media because of my business.
Right.
I tell my husband all the time, if it wasn't for my business, I wouldn't entertain it so much, because it can be taxing. And there's a lot on there right now that, if entered into your spirit and you do not control it or you do not hone it, it can get you,
Yeah.
So, but I do work a full-time job.
Okay.
On top of being a designer, but it felt as though I was in a rat race. It felt that I was as soon as I get home from work, okay, it's feed the kids and do the homework and activities and football and cheerleading and this, and then I'm standing up and I'm designing, because my creative mind is continually moving. That never goes away. At 3:00 in the morning, I'm up sewing. And then at 7:00 in the morning, I'm on the road. I'm on I-10 Houston. I'm going to work and sitting in that traffic. So it was this constantly.
Right.
And so I was tired. My family was tired.
Sure.
And so, as much as it is unfortunate that we have this disease, and the quarantine has forced us to sit down and be quiet, and I'm thankful for that. Actually, for my health, I'm thankful for my creativity. That's a blessing. I'm thankful for that.
Yes.
But I have noticed that I do like being still. I do like being quiet. My creativity has heightened. My love for my children has heightened.
That's awesome.
I like my husband. I love him, and that's what I'm supposed to do. God put him in my life, and I love him. I adore him, but I like him too, and I thank God for that.
That's good. He's in the background like, yes, thank God.
No, I love him, and I love the children, but also I cannot overlook that I have a 15-year-old in the house, and social media, right now, because she can't do the cheerleading, she can't do the track and field, she can't go out and do those things socially with her friends. So I have to be very mindful of her mental state. And so it seems like, as a parent, as a human being, but as a parent, you always have to be aware. And that's the thing with being prayed up and having the discernment, because there's always something. When it gets too quiet, you got to ask the question, what's going on? What you doing?
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, we don't believe in locking doors around in this house.
Oh, no, we don't do that. Yeah. And you have to, and like you said, you have to do a check-in. Like, how are you doing? Are you okay? What's going on? So
right.
Yeah, we have to make sure everybody is good. So I know you touched on it a little bit, but so besides your family, what are you grateful for?
Gosh, I'm thanking God and I've been doing this for a long time, just for making me in His image of being a creative person. I used to tell my husband, I wish, when people would say, well, you look like you someone that could sing. I can't sing. I wish I could, but I can't. But I'm very, very thankful for the gift that God has given me, which is the gift of color and creating and maneuvering with my hands. I'm very appreciative of being able to take pieces of material, pieces of fabric, whatever it is, and putting it together to create something that I see in my mind. So to have that and have sustained that over the years, I'm thankful for that every day. Every day.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
So what keeps those creative juices going? I know you said your mind is always going, but are there some things that you do that just help keep you inspired in regard to your designs?
Um, I stay inspired by uh, color, and that's what I say. I really, when I say that it pops in my mind, I'm very thankful that it just organically kind of happens.
Okay.
And I do love, I don't know what you call this genre, but like the old TV shows from the 80s. I like the old MTVs, Downtown Judy Brown's, whenever I can find that on, whenever, that's my husband.
I know. He's
Um,
watching you,
yeah.
encouraging
When I can find a good heart to heart, you
you. Oh
know, when
yeah.
I can find a good Murder She Wrote, that kind of stuff, because it's on late or early in the morning.
Hmm.
I usually get up early in the morning and I'm inspired. The fashions that are in those shows are real slow. The kids hate to watch them because they're when you know Jonathan and Heart to Heart is running down the street and my son is like, "Oh my God, that is not for real. That is so fake. That is just weak," you know, that kind of stuff.
Right.
No drama. It's not anything that's high pressure that's going to take my creativity away. But the fashions in that, it really inspires me. Sometimes on, you know, Pluto, I can find a good old MTV, the music videos that we used to have.
Right. Yeah.
The old stylist that used to be that really pulled the creativity from the streets. That's
Right.
what inspires me, and that's in me because of my age. I am an 80s teenage baby.
Yeah.
And I love fluorescence. I love color. I love patterns. Um,
Right.
yeah, and I'm just I've always been like that ever since I was, gosh, that I can remember. And
Right.
when I first started sewing when I was 9 years old, um, I remember going to the fabric store. And the fabric store back then used to be in like a department store.
Hmm.
And you would go into that's a high school friend right there.
Yeah. You've been sewing since high school, so she's
I've
like,
been doing
I
since
remember that.
yes,
Yes.
I've been sewing since elementary. And
Wow.
that's what I try to share, not only with my
Mhm.
children, but with my children's friends and with other
Yeah.
younger people. God
Right.
is going to give you a gift. It may not be
Mhm.
sewing, it may be writing, it may be poetry, it may be welding, it may be construction, whatever it is, be honest with yourself.
Right.
You know, and like I say, I used to want to be a singer. That was never going to work for me. I could try to get in the choir now, but you hear the pastor always say, look, be really real with your gift.
Right.
Don't try to fake it
Exactly.
because your gift, you know, your fake gift will fake you out every time.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
So, but no, I really do ask kids and younger generations to really pay attention to what it is that God gave you something special, whatever it is. And even if that's, you know, to practice law, to practice dentistry, to practice
Right.
whatever it is, there's a love somewhere and you
Yeah.
know what it is.
Right.
So that is my, you know, my thing right now, not only just being a creative person and a designer,
Sure.
but really trying to hone in and help younger people to really understand and appreciate what your
Right.
authentic gift is.
Exactly. And
Mhm.
that's so awesome. You know, it's so important for us to do that. But if you're just now joining us, we're speaking with LaSonja Polk. She is a fashion designer, a creative out of Houston, Texas. And we're speaking with her tonight about her creativity, her passions, her loves, and just getting to know her a little bit better here on Her Story. So I know you mentioned it, LaSonja, earlier about you've been sewing since you've been in elementary.
Mhm.
Where did that passion come from? Did you have seamstresses in your family? Did your parents and your family like push you to sew and to design?
Yes. Um, I mean, I can connect it to so many things. I have stories of my mother. I was born overseas.
Okay.
And I have two older brothers and like older, like 12 years, 9 years older than me.
Hmm.
And so when we were overseas, when my parents and my brothers were overseas,
Hmm.
it was just my brothers and my dad that were going out to the baseball games, football games. They were doing things together. So my mother was overseas by herself, literally, because the boys were out of the house.
Right.
And she used to say, I'm so lonely. I'm so lonely. I'm so lonely. So she got pregnant with, with me. And back then you don't do sonogram or ultrasound to find out the gender. But for some reason, she said that she had an urge to just sew, just sew. And she did it when she was younger, of course, with her mother, but never really did it a lot. But when she was pregnant with me, she said she sewed like every day. And I think I remember her telling a story of right before I was born, she was hanging curtains that she had sewed. And I know, I guess when when they say when you get ready to give birth, you get real busy. And so she was doing so right up to the time, and so I do feel like not only did she help to instill that in me, which I do believe wholeheartedly, whatever a pregnant woman does, their baby is molded into that gift, with all of that. It's a combination of all of it.
Right.
When once I'm born, she's still sewing and still creating. It was just her and I. So she was my best friend for 5 years because she wouldn't let me play with anybody else overseas. She was scared.
So it was just you and her.
It was just me and her, and we were sewing and having tea parties and sipping coffee and
that's so cute.
making dresses and all kinds of stuff. So when we came to the States, I was about 4 or 5 years old. And then life got in the way. I really do say that because my parents got a divorce. And I became a latchkey child because my brothers were older. So they were off out of high school. My mother had to go to work. No more tea parties. No more of that. So I became a latchkey child. And being at home by myself, I'm thinking, you know what? My dolls need clothes. I need clothes. So let's do this. I line up all my dolls, and I say, okay, well, you're gonna have a wardrobe, and I'm gonna have a wardrobe. So I had to figure this thing out. And I got on my mother's finger sewing machine, which I still have to this day.
Oh wow.
And started doing it. The pants didn't fit right, the shirts didn't fit right, but you gotta keep, that's all I had to do. I didn't have anything else to do. When I wasn't playing outside, or my mother telling me, don't you go outside. When you go inside, that's it. Lock the door behind you, and you stay there. So, but that's how I started. And then my aunt sewed, and I think you gave me a question also about who were my
inspirations, like
other designers. Of course, I love the Bessie Johnsons. Of course, I love the Chanels. Of course, I love the the Givenchy. I love it all. But I love the Betsy Browns. I love the LaTonya Browns. I love the Natalie Gay. Those are all my cousins, my aunties. I love the Martha Cannons because each one of them taught me how to do something. And they were designers, the first designers that I had ever seen. My Aunt Adeline, she sewed her dresses and her daughter's dresses. And I just seen that. And it was what it was. My Aunt Martha showed me how to crochet, and I have a cousin LaTonya who I don't think that she knows it, but she's a better construction sewer than I am, and I have a cousin Natalie whose sewing room is way more magnificent than mine, and just I think that my family, we've had the talent, but because of life, it pulled us in other directions, to get by. And I've always had the desire to want more, to want to push more, to not be scared, and also to know when I needed to pull back because, if something was going too fast for me, because I am so devoted to family and I want to make sure that I know what my 15-year-old is thinking about. So there's a balance. There's a balance there. And it's a lot of work. It really is.
And so how do you find that balance as far as do you keep a schedule? Do you write things down? Or are you just saying like I'm just gonna sew and design for 1 hour a day? How do you find that balance for those busy moms that are on here trying to figure it out? How am I gonna get this balance? What do you do?
Well, I first of all, you got to be real with yourself because
Hmm.
everybody's schedule is different. But
Sure.
for me, I do usually have in my mind, and because I've been doing it so long, when I do get inspired about something, because right now, um, I know I say I like a lot of color, and I love, like if you could see in the background, I love putting
Yes.
colors and patterns together. But
Can't wait to see that later.
I have something in my mind to where I want to work with all black, but it's going to be silks, it's going to be brocades, it's going to be probably some tweed, it's probably going to be some, some leather. I don't
Sure.
know, but I want to put together a collection of that. And for me to keep it all organized, I do sketches and drawings, and I try to work and create after the family is settled, because my studio is in
Right.
my home right now.
Sure.
But my kids are and my husband are used to it. So
Yeah.
that's a blessing as well. And it hasn't been like that. And it's just, and this is getting ready to be honest time. Um,
Mhm.
it hasn't been like that before, to where in a previous relationship, there was no understanding of what I did. And that's very important. So I want to let not just ladies know, but anybody know your partner is an extension of you. And if they love you, they accept every part of you. They accept every thread of you. They accept every stitch that God has, how he puts you together. And it
Right.
may be a bad stitch, it may be a crooked stitch, it may be all perfect and straight, but there's going to be some hiccups, and you have to love that person through that. And
Right.
you work together, because not to say that you just have to take all bad, because you don't. That person has to want to maneuver through and try to make things better. I would love to just have fabric everywhere and throw it all around, but I know that I have to have a safe space for my household, my children. So, we work together. So I do have a safe space that I can create.
Hmm.
I do take it very sacredly, because I want to make sure that the products that I put out are
Yeah.
clean, are safe, and especially in these times, I'm
Sure.
real particular about the fabrics and how I construct, um, when I construct, and how
Right.
I package. I want to make sure
Right.
that that's safe for my customers.
Sure. And that's awesome that you're able to do that. And I just want to welcome everyone who's joining us with this amazing conversation with LaSonja Polk out of Houston. Thank you for joining us from Houston. There's some Houston viewers, Sacramento, California, from
Yay!
New Orleans. Thank you all so much for joining us, Cali people. I used to live in Cali. So, hey, y'all in Houston, we just love everyone for joining us. We thank you for following us, following our page, subscribe to our YouTube. Thank you all so much for being with us on tonight as we speak to LaSonja Polk about her amazing designs, and I am looking forward to seeing some of them in a few minutes. So here's a question from one of our viewers. Hey Joyce, what has been some of your favorite pieces to design, and where can your clothes be found? So we'll give your website information later, but tell us about some of your favorite pieces that you like designing.
Well, I have, all of them are my favorite, but
Okay.
yeah, they really are. But right now, my LaSonja Polk design business, which I've had for the last 3 years, have been mostly what we call like kimonos, I
Hmm.
call them kimono cardigans, and
Yes.
people like to call them caftans. Um,
Hmm.
but it's been in that genre, that design, and it's been working really well for me right now. And with the situation that we have right now, it's really easy for ladies to wear it. And I do
Hmm.
have, some men that wear my designs as well. And they don't mind wearing the colors or wearing the patterns or wearing um, the creativity on their throne, on their bodies. And
Right.
not designed for the person that has that spirit to be fun, that has that spirit to be authentic. So,
Right.
and even if you are not that person, I find that when people try on the clothes, they fit
Mm-hmm.
when they try it on. It's something magical about a handmade piece. It's something
Yes.
real magical about a piece that was created with love. It's something real magical about a piece that you can put in your closet and then bring it out next year and you still say, that's what I want to wear.
Right. Like a
Yeah,
signature piece.
like a signature piece. And that's what I aspire to be in your closet, is that piece that you will hold on to and you say, oh no, there's only two of these in the world. I'm keeping this one.
Right. I'm gonna wear this until the wheels fall off. We're gonna keep this forever. I'm not getting rid of this. I'm not taking it to the Goodwill. I'm not giving it away. This is something that I keep, and and that's awesome. Well, since we're talking about some of your fashions, and that's how I discovered you. I saw some of your kimonos on Instagram, and I was like, oh my goodness. Do you mind showing us some of your uh, tailor-made fashions behind you?
So and if you go on the website and you can see some of these, pieces as well. So let's see.
So, what is your website? Since you're showing us those, we're gonna put it
It's,
up while you're getting your.
it's LaSonja Polk Designs.com, just like
Okay.
it's spelled all together. So let's
Okay.
see how we can do this. Bear with me.
No problem.
Let's see. So this piece, can you guys see her?
Yes. Beautiful. Yes.
Exactly. So this is a chiffon piece. And so when I call this one, it's called Face Me.
Mhm.
And she is in the front as well.
Oh, wow. That is so pretty.
Mm-hmm.
With the
And
face on the front. Okay. Face me.
face on the front. Let's see. And then you can see how I've mixed some of the lame with some of the brocade.
Hmm.
You can? Okay. I'm trying to, there we go.
Wow. That is so beautiful.
Yeah, she is beautiful. She is. And so, okay. And then this one, can you see her?
Hmm.
Yeah.
That is so nice.
This one is
And what type of material is that?
a chiffon also, and it's lined
Okay.
with brocade. So it's a see-through.
Hmm.
And then the back has it as well.
And
And
they
so
can and they can order these designs on your website as well.
on my website. And I always say if something says sold out on the website, contact me on either through the website or via Instagram, and we can work something out. I can reorder the fabric. And during these times of COVID, just going to tell you to understand, it takes a little longer. So, but
Right.
I work with you and I communicate with you. I may not text you every day and say, it's almost done. It's almost done. I
Right.
will not do that, but I will say, okay, this is how long it's going to take. The tracking says it's almost here. Now it's going to take me this long to construct it. I try to work with you, and hopefully you understand also that this
Sure.
is a custom made piece. And so
Yes.
you get what you paid for. So this collection right here, you'll see this one on the website also. And so this is a kimono dress.
Oh, wow. That is really pretty. And is that what type of fabric is that?
This one up here is a canvas piece. This is a brocade.
Hmm.
This is a satin. The pockets are trimmed in silk, and it also is a brocade at the bottom. And then we have some sequins on the sleeves, a little bit. And then this is the back. Now on the website, you can see this one on the model. It is absolutely gorgeous.
Yes, I saw that one. That is so beautiful.
Yeah.
And if someone wanted like a custom piece where they wanted like a particular design, you're able to maybe work with them to create a piece
Exactly.
specifically for them. Okay.
We can work together on that. So, and then we have this piece. See the dog, the girl's head?
I know I was going to ask you about that one. That is so, I love it.
And this is a chiffon piece also.
Mm-hmm.
And it flows really nice.
And you can dress those up, dress them down. They have the doll heads on the back. Okay. And what is that piece called?
This piece, I want to say it's called my purple afro.
Okay.
And so then I have lots more, but then this one right here. And so this one's more of a heritage piece, but can you see her?
Yes, that is beautiful.
And this one is with the blue and the gold lame as the collar, as the trim.
Mm-hmm. And on the sleeves.
Yes, and on the sleeves. And so in these times, you know, in this world right now, in this fashion industry, the fashion industry is kind of going through something right now, especially with disposable clothes.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to encourage some of the designers that I do talk to use, you know, be sustainable and recycle, upcycle. And so this piece right here. And so let me go ahead and try this one on. Let me see.
Okay. So if you all are just now joining us, we're speaking with fashion designer LaSonja Polk. She is an entrepreneur. She is a designer. So she is sharing with us right now some of her fashions, and you can find her custom-made pieces on LaSonjaPolkDesigns.com if you want to order something from her or get something custom-made.
And so
what piece are we looking at that you have on right now?
It's the piece that I've done, use recyclable jeans.
Okay.
And then with the brocade. And also, and the trimming on this one, the fabric came from India.
Oh, wow. That's beautiful.
So, and then you also sent me a question and you were like, so, cause I don't do wardrobe consulting per se, but when you ask me, what is a good piece that every woman or everybody needs to have?
Right. Mm-hmm.
You need to have a great pair of jeans.
Yes.
Something that's going to fit you, and what fits you may not fit your best friend. So make sure you understand your body.
Exactly.
And I do think that every woman or everybody needs a pair of nude shoes. Now, nude does not mean, you know, it doesn't mean nude is the color for everybody. Right. It means what is nude for you. So just a great pair of high heel or even a flat nude shoe. That's something that's neutral. That's something that's a lot of people don't think that they can have, but there are great designers out there. There are great designers of color that produce shoes that are the color of your skin. It is something that is beautiful to see when you have on a nice fit, a nice outfit, a straight leg pant, a straight leg jean, leggings, and you have on a nude high heel shoe that's matching your skin. It's beautiful. It's seamless on a woman. It really is. And it makes you feel, you know, when you have on something that is made for you. Right. You see the transition, or you see the transformation in the customer when you have something that was made for you.
Right.
Yeah.
And like you said, to match your body type and your skin tone, like you said, the neutral shoes, like the nude shoes is not always the taupe color shoes, but maybe like a deeper brown or like a coffee or something like that, caramel.
Yes, exactly. A dark chocolate, a milk chocolate. I've seen them and I have a pair, and it is just a beautiful thing to see it all flow
together. Right. And I know I was asking about the pieces because it seems like a kimono, like what you're designing, will go with everything. You can dress it up, you can dress it down. I see you put it on with some leggings, with a pair of jeans, like you said, heels or flats. So those are signature pieces that everyone should have at least one in their closet.
Yes. So, and I do have customers that probably have 9 in their closet. Because, and I say this because, and that goes back to me telling the designers that I do talk to, that I do consult, work within your gift. Your
Right.
gift may not be kimonos. Your gift may be skirts. It may be, active wear. It may be
Sure.
athletic wear, whatever it is, but work within it. Because once your customer feels the love in it and feels the fit and
Right.
understands and feels the quality of it, they're coming back. They're coming back.
Right.
So, and
Because
yes,
they know it's a good.
I do have a couple of customers that have more than 5, 6, and 7 in their closet.
And what a blessing, right? That's so awesome.
In the time of COVID.
Yes, exactly. So everybody is not struggling right now. People are still purchasing. We're still buying online. So please make sure you go and support LaSonjaPolkDesigns.com. Go to her website and get you a custom made kimono dress, kimono, just whatever she has that you like.
We do jumpsuits. I do jumpsuits. I do kimono
Okay.
jackets, short, long, So and
Awesome.
I like to have fun with it. And again, my designs, I want people to have fun. I
Right.
have produced designs that are on red carpet. I have produced designs that go to football games. I have produced designs that are, that were on TV. I mean, it's just a matter of was on stage. I have produced, you never know. So,
Right.
but when it comes authentically from you, there's always a customer out there. Everybody may not like, and that's something else that a designer needs to grow, is some thick skin, because everybody may not like your design, but it's okay. That's your conversation with God. That's your chapter with God. So you keep moving forward in what it is that he has for you, and a way will be made.
That's true. When you're walking in your gift, God will start opening doors. When you take that step, he will do the rest. And that's so awesome.
I had to learn that. I tried doing other stuff, and people online, and they buying clothes from China and everywhere else and selling them. And I was like, oh, they're making a lot of money off of that. That is not my gift. I have to be really real with myself.
Right. She was like, I have to be real with me and who I am.
I have to be real with me and who I am. But I was one. I tried. We all tried to do stuff, because we get into this race of it's just about the money. And when you can get to a place, yes, it is about the money. Yes, you do want to be compensated for your gift, but it is also about the love for it. It's about the humbleness of it. It is about what is authentic for you, that is going to be good for you as a designer. It's enough room in this world for everybody.
Yes, it is. Everybody has their lane.
Everybody has their lane. Stop swerving.
Right. Stay out of my lane. Right. So when people when people order your pieces, or when they wear your pieces, what are you trying to share with your designs? What statement are you trying to make with your designs?
That they can be surrounded in love, basically. And I had one customer, this was last year, and she's a dear friend of mine as well. And that was when I was making kimonos out of, they were almost like quilts, because I was patching them together, and I was double sewing and patching fabrics together. And she said that wearing the kimono, it felt like she was wearing her grandmother's quilt. It was comfortable, and it caressed her just in the right places where she needed it to, and she felt, loved in it.
Right.
So I was inspired by that. I was comfortable with it, and I was very thankful for her sharing that with me.
Right. And I know some of your pieces, you have the black faces on there, the women, the beauty of the Black woman and the culture. And that's what caught my attention as well when I saw your designs on Instagram.
Yeah.
I was like, with the faces and everything, like the one piece that you showed us with the face, what is it called? Face Me, or?
Yeah, Face Me.
Face Me. Such a beautiful piece. So if you all missed any of these pieces, go back and watch the replay, or go to her website, LaSonjaPolkDesigns.com, and view them. Look on her Instagram page. And what's her Instagram page?
Instagram page is hashtag or at LaSonja Polk.
Okay, at LaSonja Polk on Instagram and on Facebook. What is your how can they follow you on Facebook?
It's LaSonja Polk.
Okay, so LaSonja Polk on Facebook and on Instagram, so you can see more of her designs.
Mm-hmm.
So, what, how do you inspire others? I know you said that you encourage people to just be their true, authentic selves. What are other ways or other projects do you have that help others to be inspired or encouraged?
Um, I have actually during the quarantine and even before,
Mhm.
but especially during the quarantine. And I do encourage people, if you want to reach out and if you want to DM, because people have asked me just, okay, how do I get started? What do I need to do? By far, do I have all the answers? I don't, because I'm still not where I would like to be. But the key is just to keep moving forward. Keep
Right.
moving forward. I had one young lady and we were talking, and she said that she had been sketching and designing, and she had like 200 sketches, and she wanted
Wow.
to know how to get started. And I was like, okay, well, first of all, you got a lot of sketches. That's a lot. But do you know how to sew? And
Mhm.
she goes, no, I don't know. I don't. And that's in this day and age, there's no reason why you cannot at least attempt to learn how to sew. Um,
Right.
I know before COVID, I know it's a little hard now to find a sewing machine, but there's YouTube videos. I didn't have YouTube videos when I was younger. It was
Mhm.
just the needle and the thread and making sure that needle in the machine didn't pop in my face. It
Right.
was get in there and get it. And so that's what I'm finding, that a lot of people, and I don't want to always say young people,
Mhm.
just people that want to be in where they think that you are, because I still have a lot of learning to do. Um, and I've been sewing for 40 years. But I do believe in getting in it, trying,
Mhm.
repeat, try it again, tear it up, rip it up. You have to try.
Right.
It's not just going to just come, just be there. You have to get in it. And that's whether or not you're sewing, or whether or not you're singing, whether or not
Mhm.
you're baking, whether or not you want to be a chef. Get in it and try it. And it takes some time. And ask
Right.
questions. Seek someone out, seek a mentor out.
Mhm.
Ask the questions, and especially if you're young, I'd be hounding people all day long because you're young. What are they going to say?
You're right.
That person keep asking me to help them. Yeah, they keep asking you because they want to learn, and it's
Right.
okay. And if that person does not want to take the time to teach one, because I'm really big on teaching one.
Mhm.
Teach somebody. Yes, I
So
do have sewing classes, and yes, I do charge for sewing classes. But when I teach my children, I may only charge $5. I may only charge $15. Sometimes I don't charge anything,
mhm.
and I'm okay with that. And because I just want you to learn, and if it's going to help to better you, that's my ending goal. Is I need you to be better, and I need to show you some kindness. But am I going to baby you? No. Am I going
Yeah.
to, say, okay, now take this? And yeah, I'm going to be kind to you in the beginning. But if this is something you really want to do, you're going to have to
Sure.
take the initiative and get in it. I mean,
Exactly.
I believe that.
To encourage one another and
Mhm.
uplift it one another, like you said, give back. And that's a perfect way to just share your gift with others. And
Right.
I know you shared a quote on your social media by Kavita Ramdas. It
Hmm.
says, "We need women who are so strong they can be gentle, so
Yeah.
educated they can be humble, so fierce they can be compassionate, so passionate they can be rational, and so disciplined that they can be free." What does this quote mean to you? Why did you share that?
Because we as women are super women. And as much as we are looked on by the world as being superwoman, it's hard. It's hard for us to be everything. But the thing is that we are all of that. Everything in that quote, we are. We're educated, we're humble, we are compassionate, we're
Right.
fierce, we are disciplined, but yet we're free. Now, we may not be it all at the same time because, we can get a little something, but
Right.
that's another one of those God gifts that, that is given to us as a woman.
Right.
We are all of those things. And I take pride in being superwoman, but I also want women to know that you can take the time to say, I'm tired. I want to be disciplined today, but really I want to just lay in the bed and drink a cup of coffee. And
Right.
you have
Right.
that right to do that. I
Mhm.
want women to take care of themselves. I come from a generation of hardworking women to where I want to say that, that the men loved them, but they didn't know how to care for them. And that's a hard thing to find
Wow.
in a mate, is someone that's going to care for you.
That's good.
And that takes patience to find that. I try to tell my daughter, be careful what you beg for, because
Right.
there's, you can either be a beggar, you can be a prayer, or you
Mhm.
can, just be a wisher. And you
Mhm.
have to be careful, which one you want to be. Be careful when
Right.
you're begging, because you just might get it. And then you be begging for it to be taken away.
It's like, Lord, I prayed for this and I don't want it.
Well, I
Just
want that.
like LaTanya said, she says a big difference,
It is a big difference. So be careful.
Yeah, be
Mhm.
careful what you're asking for. And it looks like one of your mentees is on here. It says you're an excellent teacher and mentor, Alicia Sam.
Amen.
So, just an example of you giving back to the community and being a blessing to those that you share your gift with. So, if you all have any questions or any comments for LaSonja before we wrap it up, please put them in the comment boxes, and please go to LaSonja Polk Designs.com if you want to order a custom made kimono or jumpsuit or just she can make it all, you guys. I'm just going to say she makes everything. So whatever you're wanting, she can create something for you. If you're going to an event, reach out to
Let's have some
LaSonja.
fun. Mm-hmm.
Black women businesses, Black owned businesses located in Houston, Texas.
Yes.
So we just would love for you all to support her, follow her, reach out to her if you all have any questions. So what other projects do you have coming up? Do you have any events coming up or any other projects that you're working on right now?
Well, right now I'm working on virtual sewing classes.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. So I'm working on putting those together. And let me just put this out there. Yes, I want you to go to the website. I want you to go to the Instagram, like and share, and let's build a community. But and I'm inviting, if there are any, entrepreneurs or young people that are coming up that would love to learn how to sew or would like to assist, I need an assistant. If someone that wants to be in that industry, I'm willing to just share in that way. I'm always sharing, but I would really like to take someone on and, we learn together, or we move together, or even if, whatever it is that you want to ask questions of. And I do have some people that contact me privately, but I am putting it out there because I would like to have some assistance. It would be great. But the thing
That's
is
awesome.
that I do, it's work.
Yeah.
It's work. It's not just let me pose for the camera. It is work. And so I want people to understand that. And that's hard for me right now with with the times right now, because every social media, everything is so instant. And
Right.
people just want it right now, and they have not seen you struggle. It's like I'm a duck and my feathers are so pretty on top of the water, but up underneath the water, my feet are going like this. Really, 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 really.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's a good example.
Mm-hmm.
Someone says, when you dream about LaSonja Polk Designs, where is the brand and what are you doing? I'm not sure what the question was, or do you understand,
Well, let's see.
Alicia?
When you dream about LaSonja Polk Designs, where is the brand and what are you doing? So my brand now it is being that local custom designer, and it is trying to invoke that home, custom made pieces, homemade pieces are literally magic. It is that, but I do want to elevate the brand into something that's a little bit bigger, where I can produce and manufacture more items at a time, but still not manufacturing, 200 at a time.
Like custom made.
Yeah, and that is for some people. I do want to see more designers of color that have that inventory, but I also want to make sure that my craft is catered also. I want to still stay authentic. Yeah, I do. I want to stay authentic, but I do want to grow, and I am, continuously walking in that way of growing.
Right, Alicia, thank you so much for clarifying, but LaSonja got it because I was kind of confused, like, what is she trying to say? So LaSonja got it. So thank you so much, Alicia, for your question. We really appreciate that. So LaSonja was on point with that. And so, you're trying to help those who are learning. So I wanted to go back to, you said you wanted an assistant. Yes. Do they have to live in the Houston area? So how does that work if they want to be your assistant?
They don't. And that's okay. Yeah, they don't. There's different. I mean, right now in this media world, it is, it's a task to cater your community. And I've heard you guys talk about that before. Would you rather have 2 million followers, or would you rather have, I guess it was love or something like that? But you have to be very careful again with what you ask for.
What you're asking for.
Yes, because I would rather have a community of 3,000 and they are constantly encouraging me and asking me questions, sharing and posting. That's the thing. It's free to help designers. It's free to help entrepreneurs. You can share a post and you're done. You can like a post and it helps. That social media is all a game. It's playing a game. The more likes you get, the more comments you get. It's where you scroll. How often people see your page. It's all just a game. So when we're scrolling through in the morning when we wake up, hit some likes, make a comment, share a post. All of that is free. It puts a burden, and I'm not going to lie, it does put a burden on me to ask people to do that. But I've had to grow my big girl. I had to grow into my big girl self and say, help me, and the free way you can help me is by sharing and posting and liking and helping my community to grow.
Right. Yeah. And that is better, why have 1 million followers, or like you said, 300 or 3,000 followers that are organic, they're genuine, they're loving, they're supportive, they're encouraging you, they're supporting your brand, instead of having a bunch of people that, yes, you have the followers and that's fine, but are they sharing your posts? Are they telling other people about your brand? And so that's so important to have that organic following.
Right.
On social media. So you all, again, if you miss any part of this video with LaSonja Polk, please go back and watch it. She has some amazing designs that we would love for you all to see. Let's see, someone made a comment. If anything, your posts and quotes are motivating, inspiring, and makes me feel pretty. Oh. Alicia, that's so sweet. Oh my goodness.
That's what I desire.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I desire.
Yeah.
Or when you put on one of my designs, do you feel pretty? Yeah.
Right. Exactly. And when I see the beautiful faces on there, like you were showing the face me and just the black doll faces, and just making you feel pretty and proud, and just who you are as a queen, and all those things.
Is real. Yeah. Reflection is something to behold and be bestowed. So yes, it's honoring to look in the mirror or to look at your outfit and say, we are doing it today.
Yes, I feel pretty today. So, and
pretty today.
Right. What a beautiful thing. And that's what your designs are showing people, what you're sharing, what you wanted to exude when they're putting on those kimonos and the jumpsuits and the
Yeah.
dresses.
Yeah.
Different. So, one last question we always ask our ladies that are our guests on here: what makes you a bougie girl? You know, our acronym and our platform. It's just a platform to uplift and inspire and encourage and just to motivate those. And for you being on here tonight, we're super thankful for you to encourage our audience, to
Amen.
uplift those. And for those who are just now joining, thank you all for joining. Please share. Please share with others who you think may want to hear this encouraging message. But you know, Bougie stands for bold, one of a kind, unbothered, God's girl, intentional, and elegant. So, what part of that acronym makes you a bougie girl on tonight?
One of a kind.
Awesome.
One of
You
a
want
kind.
to?
And with that being said, yes, one of a kind, but just know that you being one of a kind, you can make someone else a one of a kind by just how you treat them. Yes.
That's so awesome. She is one of a kind, everybody. So please go back and watch this episode, share, like, follow this page. We just thank you all for who have joined us on tonight. Thank you, LaSonja, for gracing us with your presence.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys. And, I'm encouraging you. Blessings to you. Stay doing what you're doing. You're doing it authentically. And I appreciate it. I love seeing your face. I do. I really do. I'm really proud of you guys.
Oh, thank you so much. And we are so, just thankful for the genuine followers, the genuine likes. So continue to like and follow us on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. We have a private Facebook group. It's called I'm Bougie, where we're just on there. If you have a business, post your business. If you have a book coming out, if you have an event coming up, post it, because we want to encourage you. We want to love on you. We want to support you and just, be there for you. And if you need prayer, if you have a question or a concern, if we can help you in any way, that's what this platform is about. And before we leave, I don't want my producer to get upset with me. I have on one of our shirts, our t-shirts, I'm Bougie. We
Cute.
sell our t-shirts on Teespring. So if you want one of these shirts with, just again, a positive affirmation of bouginess,
Exactly.
not about being arrogant or prideful, but just a positive affirmation. So go support our t-shirts, go support LaSonja. We love you. Thank you all so much again for joining us on this Friday night of Her Story. LaSonja, don't log off yet. We love you all. Have a blessed, safe weekend. Enjoy your Labor Day weekend.
Yes.
And
Be
we will
safe.
be safe, and we'll see you on Sunday for Girl Chat. So you all have a great evening. Take care. Bye, everyone.